Hello and welcome to Fort Morgan, Colorado. We'll be playing Pessimist Disc Golf Park. This is the first disc golf park in the entire U.S. It's a par 61 course with plenty of par 4s and a good mix of open holes, wooded holes, and some water holes. This video presented by Panhandle Previews. Music by Davis Schaefer. Hole 1 starts off with a little downhill shot, 396 feet. You can go down where the drone is flying with a forehand or a turnover backhand, but most people throw a right-hand backhand over the trees on the right, and really they're just trying to get something to settle around here. This is a bonus birdie. Don't throw it in the river. You're going to be very sad. Hole 2 comes right back up the hill you just went down. Most people will throw a right-hand backhand over the little berm there. The parking lot does come into play when you throw that shot, so otherwise you should throw a forehand or maybe a turnover. The basket is up on this mound, which makes putting a little tricky. Hole 3 is a wide open 507-foot shot that goes straight down this hill. You've got a lot of options. Just put someone down there at pretty much as far as you can and maybe you'll have a long look at it. It's pretty hard to go long, so you don't really have to worry about the water. Hole 4. 567 foot. This is our first par 4. If you want to go big, you can go over the trees with a hyzer, an anhyzer, forehand, backhand. What you want to do is land out by this concrete structure. The green is pretty well protected, so you might want to take care on your second shot, but typically it's an easy birdie. Next up is a 291-foot par 3. If you make it over this berm, you can either throw a straight shot or a slight left to right backhand or a forehand. Just put it inside one of these trees and you'll do just fine. Hole 6, 348 feet. Another dealer's choice, par 3. You can go big forehand, you can go straight up the middle, you can go right hand, backhand, whatever you want. Pretty open green, just don't hit a tree on the way there. Hole 7, 435 feet, par 3. This one is tricky. You pretty much have to throw a right to left turning shot that goes straight for about 400 feet or maybe has a little flex line and then takes about a 90-degree turn to the left. As you can see, the basket is just poking into view. You might have to get lucky through those trees a little bit to have a good look for 2 on this one. 3 is a good score on this hole. Hole 8, par 5. 693 feet. Not the longest of par 5s in the world, but with the very narrow fairway, a Mando on the left coming up right here, and the overhang trees all the way down the hole, it can be rather punishing if you get off course. Lots of ways to play. The safest way is to stay on the path, just like Gandalf says. If you can do that, 4 is definitely within your reach, and you might even be able to get a 3. Hole 9, par 3, 300 feet. This one is a pretty good hole, fairly simple. Throw something straight, miss some of these trees at the end. If you do hit one, you're going to have a pretty obstructed putt, but if you can make it up by this tree, then you should be good. Hole 10, 378 feet, low ceiling. It might influence your backhand. I actually put a disc right into the base of that laying down tree on a drive and it got stuck. But anyway, if you put it out here and it hyzers back to the left, if you beat this laying down tree, you've got a pretty good chance at a 2. Hole 11, our first water hole. Really, the water doesn't come into play. It's only about 180 feet to clear. As long as you clear the water in the road, you've got a pretty good chance at taking home the 2. Hole 12, we're in the open section of the course now, 363 feet. Actually, this one is more like 400. So play it to be long. You can go backhand, forehand, whatever you want, if you can get it there. Hole 10, 528 feet. Whatever you do, just don't throw it in the Christmas trees on the left. As long as you can do that, you really don't have to pick up that much distance if you're going for the birdie. If you're going for the eagle, you've got a good chance at it, as there's really nothing around this basket and it's not that far. Hole 14, par 3, 324 feet. Really 2 different options: the straight shot right down the middle, or the big right hand, forehand, left hand, backhand over everything. Put it around here, make your putt. Hole 15, 690 feet. Unfortunately, I accidentally stopped recording in the middle of this flight, but the basket is way up to the right, protected by a tree and a lake. I really like this hole. Hole 16, par 3, 369 feet. Really, this is a turnover backhand or a power forehand. Just throw a hyzer up over that bush and let it fade in. Another good hole. Hole 17, par 4, 570 feet. Lots of options. You can go left over the river. You can go lay up right to this first landing zone. If you do lay up, you've got an opportunity to go big right hand backhand, or you can chip a forehand around this corner and then try to put it in close and play for your 4. The best way to play for the 3 is either to go big on the drive or go right hand backhand over everything. Hole 18, 672 feet, maybe my favorite hole on the course. Mando to the left right there. Gonna have to throw a left to right turning shot that fights as far up this area as possible so that you can go for it and get over that lake. If you do, there's a good chance you're gonna stick close to the basket, as it has a really good backdrop. Overall, I really like the course. There's a good mix of challenging and easy holes, and it's a lot of fun to play. Now get out there and throw some discs.